Following the Omniscience guidance, I request permission to execute a report protocol that entails describing optimalities within the recent operations of the ship's system and subsequently proposing appropriate course of action. Okay, I'm listening. Initiating expedition. The Omniscience blessing, I have conducted several sessions of tech mediation in an effort to transpose the available data streams to the matrix of patterns. The data subjected to the analysis compromises evidence and deviations of the operation of the ship's systems and the servitors, as well as irregularities in the algorithm of the ship's log. Did I just click through twice? I've arrived at the following conclusion: the vessel's machine spirit is most extraordinary. Full cycle of sacred diagnostics must be performed, followed by a complement to ritual. This ritual will force the spirits responsible for these events to reveal itself. Once it does, we'll be able to understand the nature and take action. Okay. Is my presence necessary? Affirmative. For the ritual to take place, activation of via the blood of the dynasty is required. All of the ship's protocols are activated with the blood. What kind of action? Applicable to the entity appears before us. The machine spirit of great might must appease it and humbly ask about the reasons behind the portents that has shown us. If the abomination of tech heresy, the ritual will help purge the ship of its unhallowed presence. Alright, very well. Give my gratitude. I'll notify the tech comrades to begin the preparations. The tech comrades have spent the assigned number of cycles in prayer and vigil. Everything is prepared for the I'll just say ritual all the time of cleansing, and its commencement will require the authorization key, the former blood of Von Valancius. If you are ready, place your hand in the Cyber Gargoyle receiving module. Where's the crew? All personnel whose function is below critical have been removed for the duration of the ritual. Just put her hand in it. Screeching and growling. Key accepted. Activating purgation protocols. Analyzing. Analyzing. What's going on? Ritual is proceeding as in... Stop. Okay. Hello? Hello to you. Nomos are glad to be speaking. Nomos are here. Nomos have long been here. Why are we here? Did you silence Pascal? Want no disturbance, only quiet. Can you render other people silent too? I'll ask that. Sometimes, some people, Nomos can do many things. We do not always know what or how. We did not know we could make silence until now. Now let's have him quiet for a moment. He shoots me a sideways long look. Do you approve of silence? Nomos are glad. Who are you? Or what are you? We are Nomos. He hands you the candidates and gesture in the silent Vox system. What is Nomos? No data available, no answer. We want to know too. Are you machine spirit? Nomos do not know. Nomos do not know themselves. What do you want from us, friend or foe? Nomos Von Valancius. We are your blood. Okay. Nomos are sentinel. We awoke when the strange light invaded the ship, protected you when you needed help. We escorted you when you were surrounded by danger. Nomos are movement. We carry you through the frightening, the waiting of measureless. We help when our alien heart is refusing to awaken. Call us hallowed spirit and ask us to guard you against your doom. We did everything you pleased, or to please you. Why? Why do you fear us now? I don't fear, I'm trying to understand. Nomads are glad. Nomads enjoys understanding too. Question instruction. Okay, option 1, finish the ritual. Banish the entities of Nomos. 2, stop the ritual. Initiate communication instead. Appease. No, Nomos does not want to be banished. Nomos wants to help. Nomos wants to understand. Okay, let's clear things up. Are you the one responsible for the ship's malfunctions? And what's the strange entries in the ship's log? Yes, Nomos did that. Are you angry? We only wanted to understand, to see how things worked. Alright, Pascal, what's your take on this? Benevolent machine or spirit or monster? Unclear. Data insufficient. Possibilities are 2. Strange expression appears on his face. Understand the essence of the entity Nomos is beyond my reach at the present. The hypothesis spectrum ranges from the extreme of abominable intelligence to the extreme of the great spirits omniscience apost. The right of tech communication appears to be a responsible solution. The right will take many cycles, but it will allow me to come closer to identifying the entity and make contact with it. Are you able to investigate the nature of this entity until we know the truth? Let's do that. Nobus wants to learn what we are too. We'll add things to your log, things that might help us and you. The decision is made, and I'll make my preparation for communication right at once. Many cycles of interaction with the entity Nomos await me. But I'll welcome the task and accept it from my omniscient. Nomos are glad, Mykillangelo. Will you speak to us too? Want to speak with us too? Lord Captain's body lacks the sacred implants necessary for tech communing with the machine spirit's code. But if such is your wish, I can convert with lowly sound speech he's doing right now. I'll speak with you. We're glad we have been lonely. Our work here is done. I will let my tech comrades know that we're stopping the ritual. Thank you for appearing before us. I hope I don't mess things up with that. Okay, so I gotta go to the throne room. I gotta talk to a bunch of people. Talk to the officers. Talk to Ablar, talk to Dara.
Lord Captain.
Is the words Epitah? Okay, or Tech Blight mean anything to you? They're connected to Theodora somehow.
No, definitely not. No, I don't recall anything like that.
Talk about things that might be useful to me?
A noble aspiration, Lord Captain. I am ready to acquaint you with all the particulars that interest you.
Who are the main players I need to be aware of?
In the first instance, you should treat official representatives of the Imperium with respect. The Expanse may be on the fringes, but it still numbers among the territories of the Golden Throne. The arrival of the Lord Inquisitor has turned the Coronis Expanse into a less wild and uncontrolled region, to the regret of some individuals who had grown inured to the local lawlessness. Rogue traders such as yourself are also servants of the Imperium. They have been accorded special rights and powers. They wield immense authority within their territory, and they enjoy absolute respect in other parts of the Expanse. The most powerful of them are Kalagos Winterscale and Incendia Bastal Chorda. Tread carefully when dealing with either of them.
Now, I believe I saved a Winterscale in the beginning of the game. Maybe that puts me kind of in good graces?
If we are to speak of unclaimed territory, which is what Footfall is, among the scum that dwells on that handful of asteroids, there are 3 factions that wield considerable influence in the sector. The first is the Kazbalaka mission, organized crime in its most primitive form. It holds sway over the Liege of Footfall and has links to rogue trader Winterscale. The second faction is an offshoot of our shining ecclesiarchy, followers of St. Drusus. They are actively building their forces and hold influence over rogue trader Chorda. And finally, the third faction, the Explorators, a wing of the Adeptus Mechanicus. They are willing to die and kill for the secrets of the ancient technological heresies that are hidden among the stars of the Coronis Expanse.
What can you tell me about Voigtvir's betrayal?
You know, Lord Captain, I am no admirer of fine art. But when we next find ourselves in a civilized port, with time to spare, I will promptly find an artist and commission a portrait of the individual to whom you refer, with a hole between the eyes. Conrad Voigtvir. That he committed his treachery and escaped with his life was an unforgivable oversight. We both served Lord Captain Theodora for many years, and we never saw eye to eye. He was brash. He was never afraid of assuming responsibility, and he willingly took on difficult tasks. I am loath to admit it, but the Von Velatius Protectorate continues to reap the fruits of his labors to this day. His service always garnered my respect. But everything else about him made me want to wring the neck of that two-faced snake. If you are taking comfort in the thought that we will hear no more of Conrad, prepare to be disappointed. You thwarted his plans, his meticulously plotted and nurtured treachery. He is sure to attempt to strike at you, and he will use his contacts and knowledge of the Protectorate to do so. The only question, Lord Captain, is whether you will be able to anticipate his next steps.
I wonder where we're gonna meet up with him again. I mean, Voigtvir escaped, and we know he, was it Dargonis he landed on quickly and then left? I wonder where he's at. Sure, why not? Outline the situation.
This is a topic for an official briefing, not a casual conversation. But I will try to answer succinctly. And if you permit, in my own words. The Coronis Expanse is considerably removed from the heart of the Imperium. This means that local warp routes become useless within months. Established pathways are regularly subject to attacks from all kinds of rabble. And in the only major port, the Imperium's frigates find themselves moored alongside pirate vessels. Until recently, the Coronis Expanse could hardly have been called a region of the Imperium. The situation has changed with the arrival of the Lord Inquisitor, but not by much. This place operates under its own rules, you see. More radical, so to speak. But ones that allow for a non-standard approach where there is a promise of victory. The Coronis Expanse is considered rogue trader territory for a reason. Only rogue traders have sufficient military might, audacity, and the rights granted them by the warrant to survive the leap into the unexplored part of the Expanse. And in the event of a successful outcome, to hold on to whatever they manage to capture on the frontier.
Alright, that's all.
As you wish, Lord Captain.
Leave.
Lord Captain.
Okay, so we do gotta talk to Adira. These mere... Okay. Epithet, does it mean anything to you?
They mean nothing to me. They're just words. A whisper. So quiet, I barely caught it. Like a feather landing on a pile of down. Something about damned ambitions, antiquity, terrible antiquity, and chance. Chance through it all. Oh, now I have a headache. And the stupid bloody whisper wasn't much help.
Yeah, take leave.
Of course. Always.
Okay, so the Voxmaster and the Helmsmaster. Okay. Look around the bridge. Voxmaster, has something happened? We just had a shipwide broadcast, Lord Captain. What broadcast? There was a shipwide broadcast while you and Mistress Hidari were relaxing. I mean, there was a broadcast of your relaxation activities. What broadcast? The entire ship heard you carrying on with Mistress Hidari, Lord Captain. We weren't spared any details, the grunts, the moans, the gasps, all the other non-regulation activities. Is this some kind of bad joke? I would not dared, nor even thought mocking your lordship in such a shocking manner. I confess, I too was astounded by what was happening. She's giggling. And who heard it? Everyone, the entire vessel. With the exception of Deck 18, the Vox relay there happened to be out of order at the time. So what'd you make of the broadcast? Extraordinary. As a father of a rather large family, I can assure you they'd have upheld the name of the dynasty, your lordship. I wasn't expecting. This feat beats high expectations placed on the God Emperor's envoy in every sense of the word. Denmark's comment burst from the dam. There's no further discussion of this incident. Forget everything you heard. I will report and exile myself on the Deck 18. As you wish. Do you recall? All Lady Theodora journeys would have considered unusual. Her odysseys are always audacious. As for the words you mentioned, none of them sound familiar to me, as I can tell. Except maybe the incident. I recall coming across worlds from transmission several times. I think it was repeated by the former Engiseer, one who perished during Kunrad's uprising. He was describing it as the incident, something quite remarkable. Apparently, at some point in the past, the entire ship was hit by a massive system failure. All systems stopped responding for 1/5 of a second. Most of the crew, including myself, as I was likely on board at the time, did not notice anything strange, but tech priests are sensitive to such things. That is all I can tell you. I should tell you more. Okay. Master down here. Oh, yeah, right there. Does the word epitome mean anything to you? Can't say they do, Lord Captain. Doesn't ring any bells. Then again, remembering all the places Lady Theodora went is epitome incident. Always had heaps of incidents happening on board, but through my implants, I feel at one on this ship. I sense that. I don't know when it happened exactly. I started behaving differently. Became more responsive, livelier. Yes, livelier. That's exactly the word. And when you said epitaph and incident, it just dawned on me. Pardon my bungle report, Lord Captain, but that's all I got to say on the front. You know anything about the ship named Fiery Reckoning? I've heard of the name, that much I'm sure of. I was just wondering, part of the operation when the late Mort put in charge of. Is that if then I can... nothing I can tell you, Lord Captain. The whole thing was kept under wraps. The best chance you would have is some high factum. Maybe some of his treasure records have mentioned in the Fire Reckoning. Is that it then? Catches on Dorgonis and Cava. Information, Theodore's clandestine activities. I guess we can talk to Namos. Do they? Here? Hello, Namos. Welcome your visit. Incident. Okay, the incident on the ship-wide failure system of some kind. NEPA had something to do with the ship's flying better? The incident marked the beginning of us. The ship became better because of us, too. These are all links in the same chain, but we cannot piece them together yet. What about the research Nort's tech blight we obtained Ava Gamma? Its name is also known to us. It related Nomos, though we do not understand how. Okay. People have accompanied Theodora on her travel, strangely aware of the incident. Human shells are subject to external influence, perhaps one of the purged memory archives, or perhaps they simply do not want to access them. It is a shame that no new information was obtained, but Nomos is grateful that you tried. What have you been doing? We've been studying and observing, helping the ship when we can. So many mechanisms. They would be suffering without our input. Okay, so that one's something we're just gonna have to get over time. Looks like we gotta go back to Dargonis, right? Yeah. Nothing new. Here we go. Well, every time I have a bunch of people cheering me on and waiting for me, I end up being a big ass fight. Cleaned it up pretty well, didn't they? A few pieces of rubble. I just wonder how they fix those stairs and everything else so quick. I'm assuming they're gonna fix when we get here. Yes, we are. I don't know if we need to talk to any of these people or not. Well, Abelard's joining me. Talk to him to see if anything comes out of it. No. Okay. Your Lordship, it's a great honor to serve your undertaking in a monumental, glorious Magna Accessio ceremony. You've been entrusted in arranging the festivities? I have indeed, Your Lordship. I've been given the high honor of being steward to the eminent palace. On occasion of Your Lordship's ascension, I'll be overseeing the preparations of the ceremony. House Viserion, whom you entrusted the arrangements of the festivities, is overjoyed at having you receive the honor and introducing you to your subjects humbly thanks. Everything ready? Palace decorations are prepared. We are ready to begin at your command. The festive activities of the capital have likewise been arranged, and the guests of honor either have arrived on the planet or waiting for invitation is near orbit. Servants are already in your chambers to see the impeccably garbed for the occasion. Well, let's begin. I pressed any key. Okay. Rejoice! Von Valencia's subjects, in honor of his ascension, the new rogue trader generously shows you in favor. In his unfathomable benevolence, the rogue trader has decreed every soul be given a day's rations and personal fuel cells so they all may be fed and warmed this day. Raise the rogue trader's magnanimity. We need confetti like this in real life where it just disappears, not on the ground, nothing. Electrified exhalation filling the air of Dargonis. Thousands of throats chant your name. Rejoice, subjects of Dargonis. You've been granted the felicity of witnessing your master, the great honor bestowed upon us by the rogue trader Mykillangelo von Valancius. Excruciator of heretics, and eradicated the corruption of arch-enemy worshippers that cleansed Giannis. Gracious protector of footfall, patron of trade. Fear not the coming day, henceforth you are all my charges. Joyful cries carry your name. I am impressed. Dargonis adores its ruler no less than we adore our rulers on Ifrit. I like it, Shireen. Adequate. Dargonis is not disappointed. You remember the next part, yes, your lordship? Be taken the oath. Let the oath of Von Valancia's dynasty be taken. Please repeat after me, your lordship. I, Mykillangelo, rogue trader, by the grace of the Emperor, vow to be a paragon of humanity, unbroken adversary, to walk bravely first into darkness, to unite and reclaim what is lost, to triumph over nightmares untold. Hold boldly to the reins of fate, to walk steadily to the root of thorns, pain of greatness. All right. She don't want to talk to me. Talk to Rogue. Okay, okay. I wonder if they're inside. What's Gaprak? Professor. Why does Abelard appear in your roulette? This is a great day, your lordship. Welcome to my palace, honored guests. Study the faces of the nobles in attendance. Obviously, still leader Dragonis aristocracy. The judging by the courtesy shown young Sarback really wants to strengthen his relationship with that house.